Yeah, I never saw you. I never.
I was here a couple years ago. I'm Nancy's sister-in-law from Idaho.
Oh, no wonder I didn't know Nancy's sister from Idaho. That's very, very cool. Welcome. So, are we putting on nice weather for you? Good. This is the most important thing. I feel like coming on TV and apologizing to everybody. We have beautiful weather. We have no rain, however. If you could send snow to us, we could melt it. We'll take any water that we can get. Isn't that something that's really cool? That's really cool. And there was somebody else. I know. I recognize you.
It's my friend Judy.
Your friend Judy.
It's been a long time, but I've been Orange Coast College way back when, and different ones.
Orange Coast College goes back how many years? Did you know this is 36 years for me?
Wow.
It's just like I can't even how did this happen? Everybody always says that I ever think this would happen to me. No, of course I didn't. Because when I did my first quilt in 76, I met with a teacher down in San Diego, Kathy Green, who is still teaching. We were sitting in a restaurant. We go, oh, quilting is a fad. We'll do it for 7 years, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do after that. So 36 years later, we're still trying to figure out what to do. Just in case you don't know, this is Merritt. And let me see. And I need airplane, too. Airplane. Airplane. It's coming. It's coming. So anyhow, welcome to our Accuquilt lesson.
Eleanor,
Yes?
I want to write into the TV station because they have this ad on the Olympics that says, Bill Gates started in his garage. This guy started in the garage. And I want to write in and say, and Eleanor Berg started in her
garage. It's really funny. This is Orion. This is my son Orion. Hi, Orion. And I just all want you to know my sister Judy came from California to help ship my first books. She packed those books on Orion's changing table.
That's what I said the first time I ever saw
That's how long it's come.
I'm sure he loves to hear that.
Changing diaper changing?
Yes, diaper changing table. I'm sorry, I should have clarified that. Yeah, she said he loves to hear that, but you know what? He's so used to, I think I like to embarrass the men. I don't know, it's a bad thing I do. Anyhow, welcome to Accuquilt. So we started last month already, so there's some of you that are all new. So let's just see by show of hands, how many of you have never even touched an Accuquilt before? Let me see. Only one? And you have? Oh, and you have? Only a couple of virgins. Gosh, that's really cool. Well, anyhow, the cool thing is that there are two sizes of Accuquilt cutters. There's this one, which they call the Go Baby. And in this class, we can do everything on the Go Baby. That's really fun. The Go Baby. And look at me, I got my stuff to put underneath. I can't even remember. I told you it's carpenter's cloth, but anyhow, it makes such a difference it doesn't slide. So this is the Go Baby, and if you look over here, there's a second one that's a bigger one. I really recommend you at least get started with the Go Baby and go up to the big guy. And that's for doing all different kinds of things. But we can do everything on the Go Baby. We're making a sampler quilt. Diana was nice enough to hang up some of my blocks already. We're doing different blocks. We will be meeting the whole year. And at the end of the year, maybe we'll make a king size. Who knows? It could be really cool, really king size. But I have a couple of colors going. In 6-inch we are working with, or 9-inch. 6-inch and 9-inch. And actually, that's what Patrick brought over. Do you want to just pick up that stack? And this is my assistant, Sue. She said she'd keep me organized. I just threw stuff on the table. So that's the whole set of dies. They're called mix and match. Mix and match. And some of you just got this paper, but here is the page that you can download from the Accuquilt website. Sue is making photocopies of it. It's called Mix and Match. And you go to the 6-inch finished block, and there's lists the 8 dies that you can use, and also the 9-inch. The whole list, there's 8 of them. 8 of them for each one. And it's really cool, and Joanne decided to do 12-inch. Where's Joanne? So I'm thinking like, oh, smaller is cute, you know. I really like the 6-inch. And she goes and says, no, bigger, bigger, Al, bigger. So she's doing all the 12-inch. But all of these dies are what we're going to be using. We're not going to be using all ever at one time. Today we're using 3 of them. And I have them here for you at Quilt in a Day. You can borrow them. And if you just want to purchase your own, Brenda purchased her own, different people purchased their own. So you can go ahead and do that. May I have one of those dies? I watched somebody ripping open a die. I want to show you how easy it is. It took me a while too, so don't feel bad if you don't know. Okay, so here's the die. These are rectangles right here. These make 2 by 3.5. Okay, you just turn on the wrong side, and right here is a little piece of this plastic, and you just pull it out, and then you can just slide your die out. That's all you have to do. You don't have to ruin your packaging. One of the reasons you don't want to ruin your packaging is because there are often quilt patterns right on here that you want to keep. Now, getting it out is easy. It's getting it back in. That's pretty tricky. But as best as I could tell you, I have discovered that if you fold that little sticky end over and kind of stick it upon itself, whoops, watch how I do this now. With you guys all watching, I'll never be able to get it done. Woo! Are you excited? Oops, it's on the wrong side. But look, you can see what it is now, right? What the heck? This is better. That's better. And then you just seal it shut like that. And you can keep these on your shelf like this. Or if you're like me, I just got so tired, I just started throwing them all around. And you should see my sewing room. I am embarrassed. I just go, oh man, here, you want to take this one? I always think, oh, if somebody would come to my house, which one time Orion took guests to my house. Okay, this is the best thing that happened to me. I got a rack. I have a set of my 6-inch dies and a rack for my 9-inch dies. And those are the racks. Once you get those, Sally and I were both using like dish drainers. Not so good. It'll work, for a week or so, but then the racks are really cool. And what I found is that I like to put them in order. I wrote, and I'm going to show them to Ryan. This is Ryan. Hi, Ryan. He's getting so used to us. I just went and turned them up, and I wrote number 1 on one side and 9-inch on the other. So I have in 2, 3, 4, 5 to 8, and they all say 9-inch. So I'm going to have you guys also keep track of that. Today we're going to use 2, 4, and 5. I think. Yep, 2, 4, and 5. So I think Sue, my assistant, I think what you should do is put the racks over on the table, put all of those away because we're not going to use them. And then whenever I'm done with the 9-inch, 2, 4, and 5, then I'll give them, we'll put them over there. Okay, 2, 4, and 5. Is that organized? Yes. Isn't that better? I wasn't going to keep them up there. I just wanted you to see that, to keep them all organized. Okay, that's good. Okay, let me walk around. You have a pattern, not yet. Okay, this is spinner. And that's exactly what we're going to start with. I decided I was going to do something really easy. And I asked Sue, Sue, I need a hook. Run upstairs. Get my beanie cap with this spinner on it. It's very charming. I saw it there. I know it's there.
We know it's there.
Someplace. Someplace. It's just a little messy up there. Okay, so Sue, I took your iron away, your mat away, but if you will, get that back again, okay? So, you're just so fancy. Okay, and you get this. So, along with every die, we'll describe the dies. Along with the dies, you have to have, and these are for sale. Sue, at the proper moment, I would like you to hawk all of these.
Okay, we need these.
To these people.
I need these.
Oh. I nearly sold them all. Okay, let me see. All of these. Okay, one. So this is fun. One. Okay. I think I have everything I need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You see why my room is such a mess? Okay, so we're going to do, I need one of those. I need my own.
Yeah, me too. No, they ran out of them. I need one.
Oh, what happened? We're supposed to have 25 of them spinners. Okay, so this is the lesson. Here is the block that is pictured. Let me see. Let me tip it up.
Is it 2, 4, and 5, or is it 2, 3, and 5?
Oh.
2, 3, and 5 or 6.
2, 3, and 5. And we got 4. Guess what you have to do? You have to trade them all out. Okay. 2, 3, and 5. Thank you. That's why we have you in class, huh? That's really cool. Okay, so this is really interesting. This is my 6-inch block. And when I gave it back to Merritt, I said, oh, the 9-inch rough cut is blank. Guess why? Because I never did a 9-inch. We'll have to figure that one out. Oh, okay. So these are 2 samples that I did, and they're really, really easy to do. Really, really easy to do. And the reason that I really liked it is because we could just go to a charm pack and use 5-inch squares for our 6-inch block. So first of all, I know what I want to do. I am going to look at my fabrics. There's basically 3 fabrics that you need. We have squares. Those are really cute, aren't they? Is the square cute? It's darling. It's adorable. How about let's do this one? And there's lots of color in it, so I'm going to pick this as a 5-inch charm square for that one. And then we have big triangles, and I need to have 2 5-inch charm squares for that. And then for the last one, it's white, and we need to have 2 charm squares for that. Okay? 2 charm squares, because there's a whole bunch of little triangles. So I'm just going to put that all like that. Does that look good? 1, 2, 3. You know, a lot of times if you're new to quilting, you find it hard to start putting things like this together. And you just go, oh, I don't know. This is going to look really, really weird. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, I want to cut my 4 squares, and that would be a 2. Okay, my stack. Is that what you just now took? No squares. That wasn't good. Okay, squares. Good. Is that good, huh? Look at that. You got squares. And for this block, you can just about count. How many squares do you need? 4. You only need 4 squares. When you look at this die, there's 6 that you can cut. And so since there's room for 6, there's no point in cutting all over this whole thing, right? Why not just cut on the end that has 4? That makes sense. And when you look at this, people say, what makes it cut? I think Luann asked me that the other day. Okay, when you squeeze this, and I really don't recommend you to, there's blades. Yeah, I've never done that, but the people say that. There are blades in there. And this is the new look in the die, a foam in one color and then the other. And so when Accuquilt makes them, the second one that they make, they just reverse the colors of foam. So how about that? Now, when you put your 2 5-inch squares on there, you always need to have this mat. There is going to be pressure. When you put the mat in, it creates pressure. Okay, and so just run it through there. And this is the best part. Slide it. Did I do good? I did not mess it up once. I am so impressed. Okay? Just, you'll find out why. Because sometimes you take it off and it's all sticks on your mat and everything else. Oops. You should always have a trash can by you. I forgot to. Okay, I only need 4 of these, and what I did, I'm going to put it over here. I cut 2 pieces, so when I saw a piece like this, I'm going to get rid of it. I'll show you why. Because I want, these 2 I'm getting rid of. But these 4 have mostly green in them. Can you see why I did that? That was kind of extravagant, but that was good. Okay, so now I need to have the, and by the way, this is die number 2, and how do you know? Because you go back to your mix and match collection, and it says 2, and that's why I have a little square 2 in front. Squares, okay? Then the next one is your half square triangles. Okay, and did you bring me those back?
The correct one?
Number 3.
Number 3.
That's the 9-inch.
Have the number 3.
No, I think it's still, it's over there. Did she?
No, she brought the 9, but
We have the
We have the 6. Oh, is it coming? Is it coming? Oh, well. Okay. So, carry on. It's coming. I knew it. Okay, so for the 4 large half triangle squares, what do I need? How many? 5-inch. Okay, I'm gonna let you cut. Okay? So it takes 2, because how many of the big triangles do we need? 4. Okay, when you put it in the die,
Just hold that.
doesn't that hold it good? Oh, I can't wait to show you this because this is my favorite thing. If you all go to Home Depot, you can get a roll of 4 feet. It's $6. Okay, if you only have 1 or 2, yeah?
You can get it for 99 at the 99-cent store.
No, the 99-cent store.
Big roll.
A big roll. I'm gonna go there. Okay, so a couple of years ago, okay, cool, she gave me that. Okay, while she cuts this, I'm just going to let her cut this. Okay, now we need to have number 5 die. Number 5 die. We need to have 8 triangles. And I'm looking for, I got this really cool pair of tweezers from Maybelline. Yeah, I know. But my Maybelline works really good too. I just lost it. My Maybelline. I'll find it. I'm picking out my stuff. But anyhow, we need a total of 8 triangles. It says 8 little triangles. So see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I recommend is that you stack 2 pieces of fabric, and you might as well do them right side up if you have this white on white, tone on tone. Stack it right side up now or you'll never get it right again, ever. So I am just putting it on this end. I'm covering 2, 4, okay? 2, 4. So right side up, it doesn't matter, okay? And when you cut it twice, you're going to have how many in the end?
8.
Yes. Good. Okay. Okay. So you get to show that while I show my really cool thing. Many years ago, a young woman by the name of Maureen Cass gave me this. This is the coolest thing ever. This is like a 13-inch square that is folded in half, and if you call it a right side and a wrong side, that's kind of cool, but you just fold the square together and you sew 2 sides, and if you want to use like bias tape or some kind of tape in that seam, you just sew one side and the other. Hey, take a guess. What's it for?
Oven mitt.
Oven mitt. Hardly. You burn yourself. Come on, what's it for? Thread. Oh, like the. Whoops. Ooh. Nope. This is storing. This is for sewing. Sewing. What's it for?
So the foot pedal doesn't move on the floor.
It's called a pedal pouch. It is a pedal pouch, and I want to tell you, this pedal pouch has saved my life. I just get so tired of chasing my pedal all over the floor. See, like that? And I called her because it says patent pending, and I said, listen, I want you to make these. I'll sell thousands for you. She said, oh, nobody else thought it was good. She didn't get a sponsor for her. But you can all make your own. Is that cool? But I'm telling you, you need one for every single pedal in your house. You do, and it'll just save you so much anxiety. Okay, cool. All right. So let us see. So I'm just going to move some of this down and not try to fall on the floor. Okay, so we have our squares. We have 4 squares. They really don't show on this table, do they? How there? We'll put them right there. 4 squares. We have 4 big triangles. And how many little ones? Half triangles, huh? Okay, all right. So, oh boy, I have red thread on. I'm so excited. Okay, so let's just take our 4 triangles. I just wanted to show you. Now comes the dilemma. This is for every quilter. How much tip do you let hang out? We never know, do we? It's just a big confusion. How much tip do you let hang out? I was going to just say something funny. I don't know, the older I get. Oh my gosh, now I'm showing neck. Oh my gosh. So Brian, my friend, he's not worrying about how my tips are hanging out. He just wants to see my neck. And I hope I didn't lose any viewers over that one. Don't write Orion a letter and say I'm crazy. Okay, so now this is what we're going to do right here. See, I've got my squares and my triangles, but look at this. The triangles are cut exactly the size of the square. And so when you flip it right sides together, all you do is just line up the outside edges. Ah, ooh. Is that good? Okay, so this is the first reason why you're going to love your Accuquilt. Okay, and the next reason I'm going to tell you, you do need to use a perfect 1/4 of an inch. It really helps if you have a 1/4 inch foot on your sewing machine. You're just going to keep on flipping your square right sides together to your triangle. And you don't even have to worry about how much tip it all. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and that's why it's really important to turn your lights right side up. Ah, look at my stadium lighting on my new machine. So all I have to do is just put my piece right over there. Okay, so this is the 4th one. And get ready, Sue, is your machine hot?
It's heating.
It's heating. Okay, I'm going to cut my threads. Okay, now you're going to turn it over so that your light is on the top. You're pressing toward the light, okay? So look, you just flip it over. I wonder if that goes in the way. We could put it down. Okay, so set the seam. Oh, you do it so nice. And then just open and press toward the light. Easy, huh? Nothing hanging out, nothing to trim.
Look at this technique. Just notice that.
Yes, cool. Cool. Okay, very nice. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the next match point. Accuquilt figured it all out. So, most of the time, I would worry and I would just want to trim this thing off. Do you see this little thing sticking out here? This little, it's a triangle. Okay, I'm going to hold it up. Now can you see it better? Let me see, it's this right here. Okay, yeah, now that's really good. Can you see that? Don't cut it off. It's your next match point. Aha, cool. And actually, I call this the 10-minute block, and I think I can do it in 10 minutes, except that I'm talking to you. Okay, so turn the page. So now we go like this. Okay, turn it like this and stack your 4 triangles. Okay, so this is one of those, oh my gosh, I don't know how to match everything. Okay, let's just take one. Take one piece, flip this right sides together, match it up at the top, and look at the bottom.
So much easier to match up.
See how you match that up? A little ooh, ah. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. It's just so much fun. I just absolutely love it. It's just so easy to do because this is one of the things that's really hard whenever you're doing traditional piecing. Okay, where's my little pedal pouch? I'm so excited. This is the first time I've had a pedal pouch on this machine. I have my pedal pouch at home. I'm going to make a pedal pouch for every machine.
Really fast, 10 times.
Pedal pouch, pedal pouch, pedal pouch, pedal pouch. Okay, so now the next thing. The next thing you guys go, oh, I don't want to cut my 1/4 inch seam allowance off. Right? I want to have a 1/4 inch seam allowance. That's why this little thing is so cool to match. So you have that hanging down there, and if you match this right here on that corner, you will be sure of having a 1/4 inch seam. You'll be sure of having a 1/4 inch seam. And that's what I really like. Okay. So Betty, I took your advice. You said start with something simple. Is that good? Okay. So cut it off. Okay, now when you set your seam, you set the seam with light on the top. Ooh. Do, 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 do. And just open it. Ah, so I hope lots of you are watching out there. What do you think, Ryan? You think they're tuning in? I'm sorry about my students from France. I'm so sorry. I heard I really upset you when we cut it short last time. But we're with it today, right? Okay, so there it is. Now you can look really close. Look at that. Okay, can you see at the bottom? Ooh. Ooh, I think that is really, really good. That's very amazing. Okay, now actually, we are going to take this large triangle, and they should be about the same size, and flip it right sides together, and it's at this point that I don't like that sticking out, especially with my 1/4-inch foot. And so, because if I put it like this, then it's kind of in my way. If you don't have, I have a bar on my foot. If you don't have a bar, it would be just fine to leave that on there. But I'm just going straight across and cutting off that little seam allowance that we got right there. Good? Okay, so now we're just going to stack up all 4 of these right side up. See, it's really cool if you cut them right side up, because then you don't have to reorganize and turn them all right side up. So now when you flip them right sides together, you have even better match points straight up at the top. You must start 1/4 of an inch right there. And this is what's great. And I recommend using a little contrasting thread, because look at this. You can see it. If I use white thread, I can't even see what I'm supposed to be doing. But see, it's just, you're going to make your stitch go right across that V or less than that V, but not more. Okay, and you see that in your picture too. You sew your large triangles, right sides together. Cool. So how are we doing? Questions? What do you want to know? I started using the Accuquilt cutter. Something that I did last month. I put on a single hole throw plate, and that really helps from eating up your machine. And my machine also has an automatic pivot. Watch. My foot will jump up when I stop sewing. Okay, let's just see. Let's take a look. Okay, so that's pretty good. Went right through there. See, at the beginning and at the end, that's what you need. At the beginning and the end, if you don't have that, then you won't have it perfect. Then when you open it up and you press toward the large triangle, this is really good. Because see how it comes right up here? Perfect sharp corner. Good right there. That's good. And it's good on the other end. And if it's not quite right, it's good if you want to just go ahead and sew it. I have an example for troubleshooting, but let me get, okay, I just did it wrong. I like to sew with this white on top so that I can actually see that V, so I know what I want to sew across. They're not exactly, pieces are not always exactly lined up, but I always figure that you can go ahead and use the fudge factor and make it work, right? Sue laughs. Do you like the fudge factor, Sue?
Factors are good.
Fudge factors are good. You want to cut them off at the end? And you can show it. The fudge factor. The fudge factor. Okay, and one more. So if you wanted to work with your guild or with your sewing group and you needed to make a charity quilt, it's so cool if you cut all the pieces on the Accuquilt cutter and hope that everybody sews a good 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so set the seam with the dark on the top, and let me just look and see. Oh, please, 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 please. I knew I didn't get organized enough. But, guess what I found? My Maybelline tweezers. Whoa, that's one good thing. But I lost them. Come on. Wrong bag. Okay, cool. So I'm trying to find you these little squares, and maybe I'll come across them in a little bit. But it's obvious that I didn't use a big enough seam allowance. Aha. This is my troubleshooting. Okay, you want to lay it out for us?
Sure.
Okay, you can come right there. Okay, so I'm going to show you in the next step how to cut your pieces right sides together. This one, I did not cut right sides together, and look what happened. See my ends uneven? They're uneven right here. They didn't line up as well. They don't line up. I need to have some kind of a color that shows it. Okay, and this one, this is a good lesson right here. Do you see, okay, there's like, okay, there I jammed. This is really good. I jammed because I didn't have my single hole throat plate in. Yeah, but I'm looking for this one. This one is not lined up because the seam isn't wide enough. Can you see how it doesn't go into the point? Ah, messy, messy. Not even at the end, really. What a mess. I must have been really sleeping, huh? I sew late at night. And it's not really good for you. Oh, look how cute. Very cute. What do you think? Very cute. So now all we have to do is just flip this 1, 2, right sides together. And whenever you do, these seams lock. That's what's really cool. These seams lock. They'll lock together, and they should go really good. And you notice that I always use a stiletto. Okay, now it's not quite lined up right here, so I'm just going to roll it. I'm going to open it up, roll it, hold it down with my stiletto. And then just go lift up on the seams, go across, open it up here, roll it in good, and then just send it right behind. And if they don't match it out here, I just pull on the one piece, whatever I need to make it work. Okay, and I'm going to do that little technique called swirling. Doo-doo, swirling, swirling, swirling. Check now, it's good. Make sure it's right. And flip it right sides together. Line up the top. For swirling, push this on the top seam up and go underneath and push this seam down. And that's pretty consistent what I do. Up on the top, down on the back. Okay? And then just go ahead and go right across. Okay. So all I can tell you is you can get addicted. I started to say that when I hurt my shoulder, I really got into sewing with the Accuquilt. And so it's been really a lifesaver. If I couldn't sew, what would I do? Okay, so now let's look first. Woo! What do you think? That's pretty good. It's cute. It's cute. It's cute! Yay! If it wasn't good, I wouldn't have shown you. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is there's a little connecting thread, and I'm going to just cut that connecting thread. And then these straight up and down stitches, there's 3 of them. People tell me all the time, I show this all the time, but they say, but I can't do it. Okay, those are only the vertical stitches. I took them out. Flip it over, look at only the vertical stitches, and take them out. Yes, watch what it does. Okay, so then you open it up, wrong side up. Doo-doo! looks funny in the middle. And I call it swirling. Just swirl to this last. There's 4 seams that you swirl. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not the diagonals. Go to the right, down, to the left, and up. And then you just get your finger right in there, and every single piece will be right side up at this point. You make this little pinwheel right in there. And that makes it flatter. When you go and you quilt through this, you don't get to hear with real heavy bulk and break your needle. Okay? So you can do that one. Cool. Yes, you can.
I have a friend named Aiko, you all know her,
Yes.
and she doesn't sew anything if she doesn't pin it. And she pins that with like 5 pins, and she's very heavy on pinning. Do you recommend a particular pin?
Oh, of course, a particular pin.
Particular kind of
Those yellow and green pins are extra long. They keep me, I don't know, they don't let me have pins too much. But look, I have some. I have 3 of these little ones now. Isn't that cute? Quilting Pins by Clover. A little box like this. This is the orange and the green. They are extra long and they are very, very
But I
skinny.
couldn't get those here the last time. I hate to tell you that, but I couldn't.
Yeah, probably because we sell a lot of them. I thought they were really
We went
pricey.
through 3 boxes looking for them.
it's a mystery.
Yeah, I don't know. But this is how you tell. They're like pricey, but once you use these, you won't use another. They're glass heads, and you can tell how sharp and how skinny. If you put a pin and you run it through your teeth will immediately tell you how fat the steel is. And you will know, you will just see the difference if you run it through your mouth. Because they just go right through your fabric, so nice. They're extra long. They will bend easily, but you know what's a little bent pin among us, right?
They're wonderful.
They are. They're really good. And I have a couple of pin cushions, and I have these all separated out. And I call them my really good pins. And if somebody's sewing with me, I won't let them use my really good pins. That's the truth. When I sew with the ladies in Julie, and they have to put all my good pins all in one thing so I can really keep them. Okay, so Sue, now that I found my Maybelline tweezers, may I have the triangle back? I want to have number 5, half triangles.
I kind of started picking it up.
Oh, darn it.
know you were gonna do
Okay, see this long thread? I think that you can, see, it's already loose. But you can go ahead and get hold of really long threads sticking out instead of like really digging in through them. It works really good. They're very pointed. Very, very pointed. And if they come with a cover, I recommend don't lose track of your cover. You'll be sorry. Why do I tell you all of these things, huh? I know all of these things. Okay, so that is the one pattern called the spinner. Very, very easy. And you have a second one that is really easy. Did Sue just give
I
you?
didn't know which one to hand out.
The airplane. The airplane. The airplane. And I just want to show you. This is the airplane and uses the same dies with the addition of one more, just a different layout. Oh, kind of fun, huh? Very, very simple. Very fun. Okay. So will you entertain questions while I find my airplane? Ooh.
Questions? What kind of fabric is the couch made? It's just the same kind of thing. Yeah. So just
Yeah,
make
it's
your,
this.
your pedal and make it a little bit bigger so it scoots in there.
Yeah. The airplane. And may I have one too?
Yep, they're coming around.
And there's just one little difference. One little difference. Yes, thank you.
There you go. Anybody else? Apparently we counted better the second time.
Oh, this one has a wrinkle. Have you got another one?
Oh, our photocopier is not doing too good.
Same place.
Okay, so this one only uses 2 dies. And I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but it uses only 3, Miss Vanna, 3, die 3, big triangles, and 5 little triangles. Just big triangles and little triangles. Okay, so it's all exactly the same thing, except that when you do your half square triangles, your piece triangles, see the little patch that's pink and white? See on it, it's pink and white? Okay, this is how you're going to make it. No squares this time. This is the triangles, and the one lesson that I want to teach you now is when you have to make triangle piece squares, what do you call it? Half square triangles, triangle piece squares. I've just decided to reduce it to piece squares because that's what it looks like to me. Pieced squares. That is a square, right? And that is pieced, right? So it seems so long for me to write half square triangles over and over in my book, so now I just say half piece squares. So if you know you're going to do a piece square, always put the 2 pieces right sides together that you are going to be sewing together. 2 pieces right sides together, then they're all ready for sewing. And I highly recommend you put your darkest fabric on the top again. And I'll show you why. If Sue runs that through, we're doing good. Let me look at the time. Ooh, my goodness.
That way they're already tightly matched to sew.
They're so cool. They're so good. And so this is the next thing. Sometimes I have a whole stack. You might be doing, you can do up to 6 layers. So there could be 3 in a stack. I personally like to run this to my sewing machine, still together. I don't like to pick it up someplace and then run it to my sewing machine. I take it right to my sewing machine, and then I sew, always with the dark on the top. So at this point, you've got to lift them off, and just lift them off one at a time, and just keep them lined up. That one just went a little off. Okay. And so instead of having a stack, just pick them up right after here. There's a little bit of thread. You should always have a pair of scissors handy too. This one, I would say, needs to be cleaned, huh? You're going to have to get the Maybelline. The Maybelline. It's interesting how all of the things that, all of the things that you use for your sewing comes from another industry, the makeup industry. Okay, there's another reason why I like to put these right sides together with dark on the top, because nearly always I say set your seam with dark on the top, open and press toward the dark. So it's all ready for you. One more, Sue. That one was really crooked. I was showing off. Okay, but anyhow, set the seam with dark on the top, open, and press to the dark. All right, that's 2 of them, huh? Yes, please ask me.
All right,
Yes.
You said that the die blades are at an angle because they go through the cutter.
Uh-huh. You
Do you line up the fabric with the angle of the blades or the angle of the straight?
Thank you. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you for asking me. I forgot to tell you about all of that. Okay, so these, this is my number, number 6, number 5. This is my 6-inch die, number 5. And this is the triangles, half square triangles. And I am going to be cutting, let's see, I can get 2, 4, 6 out of 1. I am going to do 12, however. And so here I have my light and my dark on top. I'm just going to do like the bottom half. And I also place my fabric on the angle. The fabric is placed on the angle, and I've given you all like rough cuts. And one of the things when I started this is that people said, oh, Accuquilt wastes fabric. That's what people always say, Accuquilt wastes fabric. It uses too much fabric. It doesn't have to. So I just call it rough cutting. And I give you a measurement that you can just cut it as quick as you can. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it is always going to have about 1/4 of an inch extra on each side. And then when you put it down that way, you have to check and make sure that you've covered your blades. Okay, I'm going to cut 4 layers, so I'm just going to put right on here. So I can do 2, 4, I can do 8, real fast, like that. Okay? Pardon me?
Which pieces are you cutting?
I was not, you haven't even gotten it yet. I was answering Brenda's question.
So they print it at an angle, they put it on the die at an angle so that when it rolls through the machine.
Now your die goes on. I'm sorry, now your mat goes on. Your mat. And when Sue puts it in, she puts it at slightly an angle. You cannot just shove it straight in there. It doesn't work. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry, Sue. You get to show them.
Wrapping.
Huh?
But you do want to keep your fabric aligned with the edge of the die, so you keep it on straight grain.
The edge of the
So
blade.
if it's angled a little bit, you want your fabric angled.
Okay.
So did you see her the way she put it in? Or was she wasn't at a very good angle. Look, she really did that good. Okay, so then see it. Now I am just going to work from here. I'm just going to peel these off one by one and sew them together. It's really, really fun. Okay, Sue, do you have more patterns? I did you 5 patterns this time. 5 patterns, and I'm thinking, okay, well, it's just about time. No, I did 5. Oh, you should have, what's that, hovering hawks? Oh my gosh, hovering hawks. I love my hovering hawks. And I don't even see my hovering hawks. It must be on the board, on the design wall. Do you have, did Merrick give you 3 more sets? No? 2 more?
All I have.
Will you have these shows on your website where you can go and watch your shows?
Yes, you can go and watch my shows.
And they'll be on your website. Good.
Uh-huh.
So which 2 am I looking for?
You're looking for a hovering hawk sampler, because I don't see that one.
Okay.
And this, and 2 more. Okay, this one is called Flying X. We wanted to do the flying thing today. Oh, hovering hawks. You got hovering hawks. And this is the one that must be hanging on the design wall. Isn't it cute? Hovering hawks. Okay, now I put 3 together. They're really the same 3 dies. The same 3 dies, but you just do a different arrangement of the light and dark, what the squares are, what the colors are. So it's not really going to take you long to do that. But hovering hawks, you use number 2, that's your square. Oh, I'm sorry, you don't use 3 dies. How many dies do you use? 2! How easy is that? 2 and 5, yeah. You just use 2 and 5. So the 5 is your triangle, 2 is your square. And I thought I could work quicker with Sue, but I don't know, I can't find anything ever. Ah, it's on the floor. Okay. So if you look on this one, hovering hawks uses only 4 squares of blue and 2 of light. And so it tells you to cut your 4 and your 2. And you could just cut these right side up. You don't have to, I would cut them right side up so that you find them right side up instead of trying to figure out what's the right side and what's the wrong side. Okay, I put it in crooked, Brenda. I'm sorry, you end up going so fast you don't even think about what you're doing. Uh-huh.
With the blade.
Yes, see how I angled my fabric slightly? And when I pull all this extra away, then they're on the grain too. They're on the grain too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I use a lot of scraps. I just didn't know if I should line up with the machine bed, the die, or the blade.
Cool. So these are the 3 that you're going to get. No hovering hawks. Is on the is the design. It should be on the design wall. The second one that I totally loved is Flying X. Flying X. Still only 2 dies. Your squares. 2 dies. Isn't that fun? So you end up, you go, okay, you fool around with your color. So, kind of light, it just loses it. This one has more color in it, right. And so you can see more color, and it's really fun. And this one is called Flying Birds. Isn't that cute? It's 2 dies again. It just depends on the colors that you do here and your squares, the way you arrange your squares. And this time it has 16 across, 16 down. And you make everything lock so that it goes, it's really, really fun. And we have papers on all of those. So, you don't have yet. You are going to get yet. I'm looking everywhere. I just can't see them. But we're going to give you your papers, and so you can get started. How's that sound?
Paper.
Paper.
What's the front and back?
Oh, it's front and back. All right.
Front and back. Yeah, those, and they're all based, all 3 are based on how to do the hovering hawks. Hovering hawks. That's a traditional pattern. But look how cute they are. Well, enjoy it. Thank you.